Hello, everybody. Welcome to another fantabulous episode of Real Women, Real Talk.
Hey.
Yay! We are at episode 25, and we are so excited about it. If this is your first time tuning in, I am one of the co-hosts, Shavon Carter, and I'm a facilitator for Real Women, and I am joined by
My name is Trenace Richardson, and I'm happy to be here. I'm the founder of Real Women. So excited about this 25th episode.
Yes, so cool. It's monumental. So,
hmm
as we talked about, we are a part of Real Women Rock, which is a nonprofit organization designed to create safe spaces for women to do real personal development work on themselves. And we have been in existence for this is year 11 now. We're in 2024. So it's
Wow.
11 years, and we have just been journeying with women to just help them grow their confidence, become catalysts for change, and connect with other women. So if
Mhm.
you want to find out more about Real Women, visit our website, realwomenrock.org, which is on the screen, or if you're listening, realwomenrock.org, just type that in and go to our website to find out more information about us. But this
Mhm.
podcast is an extension of what we call sister circles. And it's just to give you a little sneak peek of what you can expect if you were to attend a Real Women Rock experience, because it is an experience.
A, a whole experience.
Exactly. So if you are someone who tunes in all the time, we really do appreciate you. Our numbers are increasing and we are so excited about it. So make sure you share this podcast and our website with your friends so they can find out more about us too. And we can just spread the word about the awesome work that we do. So,
Mhm.
sister, are you ready to dive into our first segment today?
I think I'm ready, girl.
So we are going to dive into real talk with which is our first segment where we're just talking about, how we're doing, catching up with each other, and we share a fun little topic that we just want to bounce on each other. So, real talk. First of all, sister, how are you doing?
Hey, girl. So I'm good. I am pensive and reflective right now.
Okay.
At the time of this taping, we had just finished our launch of both Real Women Richmond and Real Women Annapolis. And in Annapolis, we just kind of went all the way there with each other.
Yes, we did.
Woo. And
Mm,
so ever since then, it's had me in a very reflective place.
okay.
And so like I literally I didn't have it on all day, but I put my grandmother's necklace on. It's in here somewhere. I put my
Mhm.
grandmother's necklace on, the necklace that I got in commemoration of my grandmother. Um, because I'm just in that season of being grateful and thankful and not taking anything for granted and just
Mhm.
processing as I'm journeying to 50 this year, how I'm
Yeah.
going to spend this second half of my life. So it's very reflective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was such a profound circle that those who were in attendance, we really needed that space. And just the
Mhm,
things that came up, which I will not share, because
mhm.
that's the beauty of creating a safe space. But it was just amazing how it was so connected. A lot of our stories were so connected. So, yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Mhm.
We all needed that, and we needed each other in the
Right.
moment. So that was
Mhm.
beautiful. Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, for
How you
me,
doing? How you
I'm
doing? How
good.
you doing?
Am feeling inspired today. So,
Mm,
at the time of this taping, I've just been seeing some really good news for people that I follow on social media that is just so
mhm,
inspiring, because I've just kind of followed their journey over the years. And so to see them get big opportunities is just encouraging. So I'm referring to Jess Hilarious. She is
mhm,
a comedian. She started off as a social media personality and has launched into comedian. She's doing tours, and she just got announced to be the third co-host on The Breakfast Club, which is a
Woo! Go
syndicated,
girl.
yes, a syndicated radio show that has been in existence for over a decade, I believe. So it's such a huge opportunity, and just so amazing. The rollout was just fabulous, and so yeah, so it just got me really excited for her, even though I don't know her, but it's just to know that that's such a big
Mhm.
opportunity. And then Kev on Stage, who is another comedian who started out on social media as well, who is just doing amazing things. He has his own production company, he's gone on tours, and he just landed a big opportunity with BET Plus. One of his shows
Mhm.
that he produced and created got picked up by BET Plus. So to see that roll out today was just beautiful. So I think just seeing that is just, I love to see people walking in their purpose and just really doing what they feel led to do, and to see their hard work pay off. So
Mhm.
something about that just really resonated with me. So I'm just feeling inspired today. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I love it for them, and I
Hmm.
love what it does for anyone who's watching and supporting them. I love what it does for those of us who are out here trying to serve and do things for others. It is. It's very inspiring. So, mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, and it just shows that no matter how long you've been working at something, just continue at it, because hard work pays off,
Yeah.
in due season, you will reap if you faint not. So, yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
All right. So something else, sister, that I wanted to talk about in this segment before we go into our deep dive conversation, as it relates to good news and those kind of things, also our appearance, or anything that we may have going on in our lives, we may get compliments for them, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
want to know, how do you receive compliments? Like, do you receive them, and or do you feel compelled to give a compliment in return? Like, what happens when you get a compliment?
Oh, this is a cute question. I like this. So, real talk, my past behavior was to diminish the compliment. I would
Mhm.
find a way to, if they compliment my outfit, I would, oh, it's just from Target, or I got it from the thrift store. I just try to diminish, oh, no big deal. Or I love your hair. I would get that a lot. Oh, I didn't do anything to it, or that kind of thing. My mother, this is so funny. My mother has trained me. I did this for so long. My mother trained me. When anybody would give you a compliment, you would just finger up. Thank God. Thank God. Like, bless God. Like,
Yeah.
all to God be the glory. Like, you just
Uh-huh.
got to do that every time
Yeah.
somebody gives you a compliment. And so, um, one of the things, my version of that has been to say that you are kind and God is gracious. So if it's a
Mm,
written compliment, I might say you are kind and God is gracious.
mm.
Um, but as I have evolved, I'm learning how to just say thank you, and it doesn't mean I'm supposed to give you a compliment. I really do try to throw out as many compliments as possible, because I know how good it makes me feel.
Mhm,
I know that some people may not get compliments on a regular basis. So
mhm,
I can think back to today, giving several people compliments, and sincerely meaning it, not just doing it for the sake of.
mhm,
But just because someone gives me a compliment doesn't mean I'm supposed to give them one in my mind. And
mhm,
I'm training myself to just receive it and take it
mhm,
in and say thank you and smile and feel it
mhm.
instead of diminishing it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. How about you?
So for me, I think it depends on what the compliment is.
Mhm.
So if it's a compliment about my appearance, I'll just be like, "Oh, girl, thank you. Thank you so much," you know?
Mhm. You like those. I
I like those. Yeah, we
Mhm.
were talking about what I have on or my hair. I love that. Or if I've done something, and somebody be like, "Girl, you did that," I'll be like, "Girl, don't hype me up," because so it's like I have fun with it.
Mhm.
But if it is something where, let's say, I am at work and I get a compliment about the work that I've done or something like that, I don't know what about that feels a little uncomfortable,
Mm.
especially if it's around people, because it's like, no, no, don't look at me, but look at
Mm.
me though.
Mhm.
So it's
Mhm.
like this conflict that goes on, and I think it is associated with what you said, just feeling like you gotta give a God all the glory.
Mhm.
But I think as I've gotten older, I've just learned how to receive, or just feel like I don't have to feel compelled to say that all the time.
Mhm.
So it creates a sense of discomfort because on the one hand, it's like you don't want to seem like you haughty and thinking of
Mhm.
yourself higher than you should. And at the same time, it's like, okay, it's okay to receive a compliment. So I do feel that discomfort on the inside, but on the outside, I'll just be like, thank you. But then
Mhm.
don't give me too much attention. But I like it at the same time. So
Right, right. But it's so funny that you say, like, in a professional circle or in those kinds of spaces, that's where you would tend to shy away from it.
mhm,
And I wonder, because I can relate, and I'm trying to figure out what the root of that might be for some of us who, um, I don't know, because at work it doesn't feel like it's necessarily to God be the glory. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like it's,
yeah,
I don't know whether it's, more attention on me means more of something, or I don't know what that is. That in a more professional space, you know what? I'll say this for me, that possibly, especially because I am a leader and I have a team of people,
mhm,
that I'm always trying to share the appreciation
mhm,
rather than take it all myself.
right,
And so, because I've been working so hard in the professional spaces I've been working in, I do, I am embracing of compliments and
mhm,
kudos, but I love spreading them too. So if
absolutely.
someone gives me a full out compliment, I might share some of it with my team in response, or,
Mhm,
that it was a team effort, that kind of thing.
mhm.
But I don't know if that, I'm trying to figure out whether that says something about me deflecting or just being a good collaborative leader?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, when it is something that's not involving my team, I can't think of an example because I'm like that too. Like I love to give my team the glory, but if it's something that's just about something that I did personally,
Mhm.
that's where I feel it. And I think it's the fear of someone taking it or someone being jealous and then that creating
Mm.
some type of discord or conflict. So mine is associated with not wanting to create any type of conflict.
Mm. Mhm.
So it's like,
Mhm.
well, don't give me too much because I don't want
Yeah.
anybody to feel a certain kind of, or just that kind of thing. So it's trying to avoid conflict.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that I have
Yeah.
created in my mind of what that could lead to. So,
Yeah. That's
mm,
interesting. And I understand it. Our spiritual nugget comes a whole lot later, and this is just real talk, just the
yeah,
first segment. But
right.
it makes me think of Samuel in the Bible. um, was a king, and he was told that he was handsome and he was this and that. Like it's just a whole lot of things said about him, right?
Mhm.
And when they went looking for him, they found him hiding among the baggage,
Mhm.
trying to make himself less, trying to
Mm.
diminish himself.
Right.
And I think we do that. I think
Mm.
we try to dim our light.
Yep.
Um, Hence my mantra. I think we try to dim our light to make others feel more comfortable around us when in
Mhm.
essence they say ascension, the more you gain, the higher, quote unquote, higher you go, the
Mhm.
lonelier it is.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
just try not to
Mhm.
buck anybody's system is
Yeah.
what I heard you say. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's real.
It's so interesting. Yeah. And this scenario also came about because I was listening to a podcast or something where the person gave another person a compliment and then they wanted to give them one in return. And they were just like, no, just receive the compliment. You don't have to give me something
Uh-huh.
back. So I thought that
Like,
was
just take
interesting.
it. Just take
Right,
it.
just take
Just
it.
take
Yeah.
it.
Uh-huh.
And it
I
was,
love
I think I said Samuel, it was Saul. I just wanted to
Okay, so
correct that,
okay.
yeah. Mhm.
Mhm.
Yep, yep, yep.
Right. So, are you ready for our deep dive conversation, sister?
Oh, I'm always ready for these. I love these. I love
All
these.
right. Yes. So, in this deep dive segment, we expound on a nugget from a real women's circle or just something that has come to mind since our last conversation that we just wanted to delve deeper into. And we would also love to hear from you if you have a deep dive conversation that you want to share with us, or if you have feedback from our conversation, feel free to um, visit speakpipe.com /real women rock. No, real
Yeah,
women, real talk. Let me
yep,
say
that's
that
what it is.
again. Speakpipe.com /real women, real talk. And you can leave us a message, a short message, and let us know your thoughts or a scenario or any type of topic that you want us to discuss. And you could be
Mhm.
featured on a future episode.
Ooh, we would love to hear from you.
Yes. So today's deep dive conversation is going to be about defining moments that caused a pivot in your life.
Here we go.
Here we go.
You know what? These deep dives literally are like, they feel like jumping in the water. That's what
They
they feel. They
do.
feel like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. Because I was just really sitting thinking, and I don't know where the thought came from. It just kind of popped in my head, and just thinking about as we get older, and it could be several moments, but many of us have defining moments like that one key moment that we can remember that changed the trajectory of our lives.
Mhm.
So I'll share mine, and then, sister, I would love for you to share what yours is.
Okay.
And the defining moment that stands out for me is my divorce
Mm,
story.
mhm,
So, up until I got married, I was just really focused on getting married, getting a husband, having a
mhm.
family, which sounds so funny if you've heard previous episodes to
The free
understand.
the freedom, queen.
Right, the free-spirited adventurer. There was a
Mhm,
point where I was in a different season of my life, and I
mhm,
wasn't tapped into that free-spirited adventurer. So I was thinking in my mind, and it was my truth at the time, that I needed to be married and I needed to start a family. So that was my goal, that was my mission. And I ended up getting married to a longtime friend. And we were probably married about 3 years before things fell apart.
mm,
And he left suddenly, unexpectedly, while I was out at dinner. And he left, packed all of his things, and he moved out while I was at dinner with friends and family. And when I
mm,
came back, he was gone. So that was such a defining moment for me because, one, it caught me off guard, and I was in the mode of wanting to be married and starting a family, and had never thought about being divorced, or that not being a part of my life story. So when he left, I was left with broken pieces. Like, what
mm,
do I do with myself? What do I do with my life? And it was such a defining moment because that's when I started going to therapy
Mhm.
because I didn't know what to do. And that's when I started unpacking the traumas that I had gone through in my life that I hadn't dealt with, how to tap into my emotions,
Mhm.
how to the realizing that I didn't love myself, that there was a lot of self hatred. So peeling back so many layers was monumental for me because I hadn't done that work. And then also, that was the same year that I started going to Real Women Sister Circles. So
Mhm.
just really changed the trajectory of my life because it helped me to find me and see
Yeah.
me because my
Mhm.
focus had been external all that time. And I think I was in my early 30s during that time. So yeah, so I will never forget that, and I always, look back at it now and think of it as such a gift that my ex-husband gave
Mm.
me of leaving, you know?
Mm.
It did absolutely did not feel like no kinda gift at the time,
Mhm.
but now that I am, 11 years removed from that experience, it's like, "Wow, I'm so glad that that happened because it just really, really showed me who I was, helped me introduce me to who I am, and started me on my journey of self discovery. So yeah,
Can I ask you a question about that?
yep,
So, how long, now looking back 11 years later, how
yeah.
long do you think it took you to see it as a gift?
Oh, that is such a good question. So this happened in 2013 when I started going to therapy. And I would say when I published my book, which which was 2016.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2016, and I started launching it in 2017. So yeah, it was 2016. Well, it must have been a little before that because I had to write in my book. So as I was writing my book, I think that's when I started to come to the conclusion how much that situation taught me and how much I
Mhm.
had grown. So I think it was during the writing process, but it was completed in 2016 as far
Okay.
as the book being published. So I think it took at least about 3 years before
Mhm.
I could really embrace it as such. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so, just think about people who are in the middle of a moment that
Hmm.
will be pivotal, or really in the moment it is pivotal, but you don't see it as even a positive pivotal moment until
Hmm.
later.
Yeah.
You would roll your eyes and, suck your teeth at the fact that, you're able to see divorce or any other traumatic situation as a gift.
Hmm.
um, but I love that because it lets you know, um, when shit happens, it can become manure.
Yes. Yes.
It can
Absolutely.
become fertilizer.
Fertilizer. Yes.
Saying.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. It can become,
Mhm.
when it happens, it can become the catalyst of something positive in your life,
Yeah.
that will grow some other things. So
Mhm.
thank you for sharing that one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. So what
Mhm.
about for you, sister? What is a defining moment or series of moments? It could be more than one.
Yeah. So while you were talking, 2 came to mind,
Okay.
and I will say the first one is starting Real Women.
Mhm.
I really feel like starting Real Women, um, both out of my own pain and feeling like I needed a circle of sisters, so I did it for me because my marriage was jacked up. I was feeling all out of sorts, and I needed to have a safe space. I needed
Mhm.
to be somewhere where it didn't matter that I was a leader. It mattered more that I was a woman and that I was human.
Mhm.
Um, and so, because I was looking for that and didn't find it, I decided to try to craft it and create it, curate it myself.
Yeah.
And from that birthing has come the realization that I cannot live without meaningful conversations. Like, if I could do what we do on this podcast, what we
Yeah.
do in sister circles, what
Mhm.
I do when I host or facilitate workshops and intensives and speak at conferences in an engaging way,
Mhm.
um, I I wouldn't want to do anything else in life. Just
Yeah.
I could do that and nothing else. As much as I love to do some other things and sing, which is a part of my second one, but it has just taught me that moving forward in something that scares you and that makes you nervous and that it comes out of tragedy,
Yeah.
like I said, it can become fertilizer, that it can help you see more clearly who you are and what you are created to do.
Yeah.
And that's what starting Real Women out of my own pain did for me. So that
Mhm.
was a pivotal moment because I could have decided, to just find a girlfriend and just talk to
Mhm.
a girlfriend, but
Yep.
I wanted I wanted a circle of sisters, and then I wanted to multiply it for other people to experience.
Mhm.
So that's one, and I consider it a very positive pivot.
Mhm.
But I do want to say a negative pivot that I still consider something I wish I would have.
Mhm.
um, when I made the decision right out of high school going into college not to pursue music seriously.
Mm.
I
Yep.
think that changed the trajectory of my life, making that decision to go
Wow.
to school and stay in school. And everything in my family life said, go all the way through school, just finish,
Yep.
become, an educator, because everybody in my family were educators. And that's a
Mm.
stable paycheck
Yep.
versus chasing something unstable. And literally, when I was asked by Missy Elliott to to go away to start music, I the first thought I had was my mama kill me if I leave school. Like I just started at college and I got this scholarship. My mama would kill me.
Yeah.
And then I thought, what would the church people think? I'm not singing gospel music and all of
Yeah.
that. So I would say that's one thing that if I had a do-over, I would. I, of course, have made lemonade out of lemons, is what I
Mhm.
consider, and it's good lemonade.
Yeah. Yep.
but but to be very honest, I think if we are honest, there might be places in our lives that if we had that do-over again, we would have done it differently, and that's mine.
Yeah. And I just want to make sure y'all heard what she said. She said, Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. If you don't know who she is, she's in the is she in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Or Hall of
She
Fame? She's
is now,
yeah, she's
yes.
now in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
She
Yes, yes,
is,
yes. So
yeah.
I just want y'all to understand what she's saying, the depth of what my sister is saying.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because honestly, what that is there were several, of us, a few of
Mhm.
us that at that moment left Hampton Roads to go to New Jersey,
Mhm.
and, some people stayed in the music business and some people did not, but
Mhm.
Missy helped support a lot of folks, a lot of those folks did it together, but then as she began to write and as she began to produce, she really just helped support a lot of people. So I would have been one of those girls that she produced. But not only fear, but what other people think and what other people would say and all that kind of stuff. And
Mhm.
so I try to keep that in mind as I'm making decisions. So that's how one way it affects me
Mhm.
today is trying to make sure that I where is this coming from? Am I making this decision for me,
Mhm.
from me, out of me, or
Right.
is it because of some other reason? I think that's
Yeah.
very important. So yeah,
Yeah. And I
that was
appreciate that you
that was,
gave
that was transparent. I didn't plan on sharing with what.
but I appreciate that you gave both perspectives because one can be a defining moment that is amazing and life changing, not only for yourself, but for other people, like Real Women. And there can also be those moments, like you shared, when it's like, dang, I wonder what life would have been like had I gone in
Mhm.
that direction.
Mhm.
And it's like, I'm pretty sure Real Women would have came some kind of way, because
Mhm.
it just seems so purposeful and
Mhm.
destiny. Like that's what God ordained and designed. And it just would have been interesting to see how, if you would have
Mhm.
gone down that path, how what it would have turned into. So, but yes,
Yeah.
you can have this and that is what I hear.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
and to add to that, you know, I was my most honest and vulnerable about the moment and how I felt about how pivotal it was
Yeah.
in a shoulda coulda kind of way.
Mhm.
And like you said, this and that.
Mhm.
Who knows what would have happened to me being
Yeah.
as green and
Yeah.
as saved and sanctified as I was
Bless
and
your
as
heart.
not
Yeah.
naive as I was.
Yeah.
You know, who knows what would have happened to me?
Mm.
Who knows who would have taken advantage of me? Who know, just the who knows of it all, right? So God knows best. I personally believe that, and I believe that we happen to be human, and there are things in life that we don't see, that we don't understand, that are bigger than us,
Mhm.
and God does see and understand all of those things.
Yeah.
And I believe that at the end of the day, where I am today is where I'm supposed to be.
Mhm.
And the good of it all is I still got a voice box and I'm still
Yeah.
producing music
Yes.
and all those things. So I'm really excited about what this I really feel like 50 is sort of a rebirth for me. And I
Mhm.
think I'm gonna start the same way I wrote when we were in Spain. I think I feel some of that coming on as it
Mhm.
relates to me getting closer to this age of 50,
Mhm.
because it feels like a second half of my life, and I really want to take that. I am taking that seriously,
Yeah.
to see what that brings about. So yeah, nothing is wasted.
Yeah, yeah, and that's
Mm,
that's something, being your sister and being having a close seat to your journey, and just seeing, I can see how, like you said in the beginning, how reflective you are, and we are similar when it comes to, especially moving into another decade of life. Like,
mhm,
that really causes me to do a lot of reflecting, and it's like, how do I want
mhm,
to live this next decade if I am blessed
mhm.
to see, the whole full 10 years? Like, how it just means it's like a transition period that it feels like. So I can definitely identify with what you're saying. But
Oh,
yeah, so
can
oh,
I say
uh-huh.
something? Can I say something?
Mhm.
You just made me think about, you said the divorce and dealing with it and all of that happened in your 30s.
Yeah, my early 30s. Yep. Mhm.
So just just the fact that you mentioned decades, I just
Mhm.
think about how in some way, shape, and form, sometimes it's a theme of some sort that happens
Yes.
in our decades.
Yes.
And your theme in your 40s has been very different than your
It's
theme in your
different.
30s, girl. So far.
It's so funny. There was a lot of pain in my
Mm,
30s, right? And
mhm,
so I think that was another reason why I was so excited about 40, because I was like, I don't want to live under that same umbrella of pain in my 40s. Like, I want to
mhm.
start off my 40s with fun and being about me. And so that has shifted how, and I'm about to be 46 in a couple of
Mhm.
weeks. And so it's like, yeah, this decade is not like
You've been doing this decade, you hear me?
I absolutely have. But I
Mhm,
wanted to talk about defining moments just for those who may be struggling with maybe you're currently in your defining moment and you're just not sure how to deal with it, how to see a bright light in the midst of it, or maybe you don't even know what that is. So I invite you to explore as we're having this conversation. Maybe some ideas will come up. But I
Mhm.
just want you to know that, and what you just said, sister, nothing that we've gone through will be wasted.
Mhm.
And that's just what I believe. Everything that I have gone through, every painful experience, every traumatic experience, every heartbreak, every joy,
Mhm.
everything that I have experienced, I really do believe that it works together. One,
Mhm.
to create this beautiful masterpiece that I am, this and
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Mhm.
And because I am connected to my purpose and service, I believe that all of that will come into play as I am serving others, especially in counseling. So, yeah. So I just want to encourage those watching, nothing that you've gone through will be wasted.
Nothing. So
Mm,
good. That was
yeah.
good.
Uh,
Mhm.
all right. So that was deep. Yep, we went there.
We went there.
So we are going to transition into our next segment. Put myself in her shoes or his shoes,
Mhm. Mhm.
depending on the scenario. So, this is another segment where you can share your comments, your questions, or your scenarios with us on speakpipe.com/real women, real talk. Once again, you can leave your message with us. Let us know your scenario, and your story could be featured on one of our episodes. And if you don't make it the 90 minutes or the 90 seconds that it allots, call right back and do it
Pick back
again.
up again.
Yep, pick back up where you left off. We would love to hear from you.
Mhm.
All right, sisters. So today we are talking about Jeremiah and his fiance Lisa.
Ooh, a scenario. Okay.
Huh? So Jeremiah and his fiance Lisa are getting married in a year, and they've started to write out their guest list for invitations.
Okay.
Their budget will only allow for 50 people to attend their
Mm.
wedding. So they can only
Oh,
have,
here we go.
here we go. You already know where it's going.
Mhm.
However, they both have big families, which means that some family members and friends of the family may not be invited. So, of course, as you can imagine, this creates a lot of angst and worry for both of them because they're family oriented people. But this also means that they'll have to tell some people no. Or if
Mhm.
these family members find out that they're not being invited, they may take it personally.
Mhm.
So, how would you, if you were in their shoes, how would you break the news to an uninvited family member who asks you why they were not invited to your wedding?
Yeah. Child. Um, we broke. We didn't have no money. But like, girl, we couldn't afford to get everybody. That I would just start there.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, people will make your stuff about them if you let
Mhm.
them. They
Yeah.
will make an event for you, a gift for you, a situation all about them if you let
Mhm.
them. And
Yeah.
so, as much as I love family, I've been married for 25 years this year.
Mhm.
And when we got married, my mother, my pastor, who was also my great uncle, my pastor, who was my current pastor at the time, and one other, I think one other friend or family member, my stepfather was there. And
Mhm.
that was it on my side of the family. Greg had about 10 people there, and we got married in my house in Waldorf, like
Mhm. Mhm.
literally. One, because we was just going ahead and getting married.
Right.
But I wasn't worried about spending a whole lot of money and doing a whole lot to impress a whole lot of people.
Mhm.
I don't know that I've been the girl who needs or wanted the biggest wedding and all of that. Um, that kind of stuff has never really been important to me. I like
Yeah.
the meat of the thing and not the
Mhm.
dressing of the
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah.
And so, what you're not going to do is make me feel bad about saving money and for you to come and judge it anyway. Like,
Right.
mm-mm.
Mhm.
Girl, we don't have the money for everybody. and maybe y'all will come, get invited to the house for a cookout or something later.
Mhm.
Everybody who couldn't come, but
Yeah.
I would not take that on. Not at my big age now. At some point, maybe I was an accommodator,
Mhm.
but for me, putting myself in his and her shoes, I would not
Mhm.
feel bad at all, and I would just put it on the budget because that's what it would
Mhm.
be about, more than likely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm,
So similar to you, when I got married, it was very small. It was in one of a church that he grew up in. I didn't have anybody as far as a wedding party. It was just, the person that married us, some of my family, and maybe one or two people from his side. But it was very small because it happened really fast within 3 months. So
mhm,
it wasn't a planning of the wedding. But if I were in this situation, um, so even though I don't like conflict, there are some
mhm,
things that I stand 10 toes down on.
mhm,
And that is, I'm gonna do what I want to do. And so 50 people is what it's gonna be.
mhm,
So 50 people is what it's gonna be. Like I don't
mhm,
I can be a people pleaser, but not in this instance because
mhm,
it just is what it is. I don't because then I'm thinking about money at this point.
mhm,
Are you gonna pay? Because I think I would get a little attitude. This costs
mhm.
money. Like, are you gonna pay for your plate to this? So I think I would be irritated by because you know how weddings work. So you're trying
Yes.
to force your way into this, knowing that this costs money. And then some people don't even show up to weddings, even when
Mhm,
they RSVP. So yeah, I think in this I would have to have that hard conversation like this is all we can afford, this is all we can allot for, and it's nothing
mhm.
personal, but we still love you, we just can't have everybody there, and if they don't
Yep,
understand, that's a them issue, not a me issue. So
absolutely.
but I know this happens to people all the time, and
Mhm.
weddings and funerals is always something that comes up with
Drama,
people. Yeah.
drama. Yep.
Hmm. Yep.
Jeremiah and Lisa, do your thing. Y'all
Mhm.
don't feel
Yeah.
guilty at all.
Right.
Mm-mm.
'Cause there is life after the wedding, and where
Yep.
will those people be? I don't know. So,
Yep.
y'all are the ones that have to live this thing out. So, yeah, do what works
So
for
true.
y'all, as long as y'all are
So
on one
true.
accord. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. All
So
right. So let
good.
us know what you would do in this situation. We would love to hear from you. Feel free to leave us a message. Once again, speakpipe.com/real women, real talk.
Mhm.
All
It's
right,
good stuff.
sister. We are in our spiritual nugget segment where we get to leave a spiritual nugget to inspire, encourage, and uplift others. So, what
Mhm.
do you have for us today?
Well, I think you said it. Just thinking about all of the ups and downs, the good stuff that can happen in your life, the challenges, the trauma, the drama, all of the things that happen to us. Um, Nothing is wasted.
Yeah.
I love those three words.
Hmm.
No matter what is happening in your life, that God uses all of it, that you can use all of it to turn manure into fertilizer
Yeah.
and to allow what was meant to break you to build you up.
Hmm.
Um, Nothing is wasted. Every tear, every sad, mad moment, every hurt can be repurposed.
Hmm.
And it's up, it really is about at, at the point that we are ready
Hmm.
to reframe and to refocus our lenses,
Hmm.
we have the opportunity to see how it's all worked together for our good.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Mhm.
I don't have anything to add because that's my takeaway too. Nothing that you've gone
Mhm,
through will be wasted. Yep.
mhm.
Mhm.
Beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good.
Yes, y'all. So,
Mhm.
this has been another amazing episode of Real Women, Real Talk. And we invite you to check us out, find out more about us. We hope this piqued your curiosity to want to know more about us and attend one of our sister circles, whether it be in person or virtual, because we have both. So visit us at realwomenrock.org for more information about our next sister circles because they are happening almost every weekend of the month. So yeah, it's so
Yeah.
exciting, so exciting. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.